Today, Chris from the morgue. Gonna continue working on this modernized Shining trailer. Start off the week. It's super early, but that's what we gotta do. Sorry about that. Alright, so to start off, let's just review where we've been and figure out what we're gonna do this morning. I was driven about an hour this morning. Alright. Let me open up the sequence. I think we need to go through the breakdown again and review. Alright. Let's take a look.
Did they give you any idea in Denver about what the job entails? Physically, it's not a very demanding job. The only thing that can get a bit trying up here during the winter is the tremendous sense of isolation. For some people, solitude and isolation can, of itself, become a problem.
Not for me.
How about your wife and son? How do you think they'll take to it?
They'll love it.
Okay, cool. I think for the time being, I want to see where in the feature this line is. If he's on camera or not. So I'm selecting it, which is activating the tracks here on A1 and A2, and I'm going to match frame it. Well, good morning, Mark Mackus. Happy Monday to you, my friend. Alright.
Can, of itself, become a problem.
Alright, well, I was going to use it, but the guy's face switches. Let's see, I can't do that.
Can, of itself, become a problem.
Not for me.
Let's give some... I'm going to slip this over. It's maybe too much Jack Nicholson.
Isolation can, of itself, become a problem.
Not for me.
That's okay. I think for the time being right now, I'm going to leave that. I may want to have another shot in there, but right now my goal is just to kind of cover the entire timeline with footage, and then we can always go back later and tweak things and all of that. So we covered that. Now, my other one that I was wondering was this shot after this.
For some people, solitude and isolation can, of itself, become a problem.
I guess that's
Not
okay.
for me.
How about your wife and son? How do you think they'll take to it?
That's nice. I like that. And I can't bring him back on camera for this, because that'll be too much.
They'll love it.
Right.
Because I just got done with that. So we gotta find
How
something
about
to
your
cover
wife
there.
and son? How do you think they'll take to it?
They'll love it.
Okay. Oops. Let's go to our breakdown then. I'm going over to this other screen, opening up the timeline for the breakdown. Alright. Use that. Don't need this shot. Oh wait, actually...
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Allman.
I don't know if this is going to be the right...
Your name's Tim. Nice to meet you, Mr.
Alright, for They'll Love It, an idea that I'm having now is maybe them shaking their hands. And what I can do, because it would look weird, I'm just copying and I'm pasting that little section I did in and out points. What I can do, it would look weird if I were just delayed here.
They'll love it.
I mean, I don't.
They'll love it.
To add a little effect to it, I'm going to put a time warp on it, which is basically just kind of slows it down. If you use Final Cut, it'd be the same thing as just slowing down the speed. And so I'm going to drag this on here, and I'm going to set it to like 73%, slowing it down to 73%. Let's see what that looks like. And I'll want to fade into it. And I want to make sure his mouth's not moving. Crossfade in.
They'll love it.
That's kind of nice. I wonder what it'll look like if they shake their hands right at the end. This screen, this tool right here is the trim mode, and I'm slipping. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm slipping the shot. This is the starting frame right here. This is the ending frame right here. So by adjusting these, I've moved it 5 frames so far, 6 frames, 7 frames. What I'm doing is I'm getting it to the last frame. They shake. Let's try and go just a little bit like that. Let's see what that looks like.
They'll love it.
That's not bad.
How about your wife and son? How do you think they'll take to it?
They'll love it.
Alright, I like that. It may be too soon to come to the snow, but maybe not. I'm gonna do a little push. This is these fillers on top I've done in an earlier stream. All it is just scaling into the shot from the start to the finish, as you see this little pushing in on the shot. So once you make an effect like that, you can just copy it. And the difference, like in Final Cut, if you're used to Final Cut, you would do the effect actually on the clip. You would double click this clip and another window would pop up and you would adjust the scale within that. But in Avid, basically the way it works is layers. So if I put the effect on top of video like this is here, so I'll copy this effect and I'm gonna paste it on top right here. Anything under this is affected by that. So I can move this shot here and it's gonna do the same effect right over it. Let's see.
They'll love it.
That's cool. I like that. It may be too fast story-wise. It may be too fast of a transition into wintertime. But like I said earlier, I just want to try and get some shots down. And I don't want to get too crazy. I'm not going to use this yet. This is probably going to be... I'm going to wait for the lyric to end. And this is probably the shot that's going to kick off into the montage. Or to the back end. Because the lyric says, do you realize everyone you know someday will die? In fact, I'm going to move this right there, right now. Let's get that shot in the right place. Right there. Sometimes it just lands perfectly. And... oh, that's good. The kids are playing out. You know what? I'm going to go back and look at that. I might be able to cut together something right before that of him watching them. And if we do a super long fade, let's see what that feels like. And since I just mentioned it, I'm going to put it in there. So I'm going to match frame, which is Shift F, is the shortcut key. And you can't see it up in the top left. If this is your first time watching, I put my camera there just in case, I'm working on a movie like this in particular that has like a scene that might have some nudity in it or some, super graphic image or whatever that I don't want to stream. So I put my camera there. And previously I've made a breakdown that I pulled all the shots that I pretty much want to use. So I put my camera here, so when I scroll through the actual feature, I don't accidentally stream something that I don't want to. So I'm just gonna pull. This is the mom and the son playing. I'll put it on the timeline. That's nice. All right, I'm gonna put this down on the timeline. I want to make sure whenever you put clips down on the timeline using segment mode, lift and overwrite, you want to make sure that it's the only track that you want is activated. If I were to have these activated as well, it would put the audio down as well. So I want to just make sure that just that overwrite there. Here's this, and I feel like before we even play it, I know I'm going to want this slowed down as well. So I'm going to put speed change here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make it about 72%. Just going to give me a little bit more. And I'm a fan of fading in from black. Do a nice little long fade. Let's just see. Oh, that like dying, landing right on her throw. I'm just moving the clip over a little bit. That's gonna be perfect. I do want. Maybe his throw on die, because I wanted to cut to black on die, and I want Jack Nicholson to be. Move it over. Yeah. And then, do I have any more heads to this shot? Nope. Okay, so I wonder if I have any tails. Oh yeah, perfect. In Avid control or caps lock, when you hit caps lock, it turns on the so you can hear each frame of the audio, which it sounds all. What I'm doing is I'm looking for the beat. It's right there. Let's drag this to end right on the beat. Perfect. All right, let's hear the lyric. Do you realize everyone you know someday will die? I like that. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right. Let's see what else we have breakdown wise of shots that could possibly lead us up to that. Spooky, yes it is. He's creepy in this movie. All right. Let's go back. Basically, I kind of want shots. I would promise you I will use the bloody. You know what? I'm just gonna put it down here for now. cool shot, Mr. Stanley Kubrick. Alrighty. I want shots of them just doing, oh, like riding his bike. This might be. Is there a good part to this? Maybe. Let's take that. I just grabbed a different part. I want him kind of turning the corner. Put this, paste this down here. Oops. Overwrite. Alright. Let's go back to the breakdown. I am cutting a modernized version of The Shining, as if The Shining were to come out in the theaters today, this is kind of what the trailer might look like. In fact, if you're new to the stream, I'll go ahead and show you. We've got about 55 seconds worth, I think, so far, roughly kind of cut in, and once we get the entire trailer, then we'll go back and we'll kind of massage each shot. But I'll give you a full preview real quick of what we've got so far. Welcome, Fazir and Niar. All right, here we go. Let me.
Did they give you any idea in Denver about what the job entails? Physically, it's not a very demanding job. The only thing that can get a bit trying up here during the winter is the tremendous sense of isolation. For some people, solitude and isolation can, of itself, become a problem.
Not for me.
How about your wife and son? How do you think they'll take to it?
They'll love it.
Feeling pretty good so far. All right, let's switch back over. One thing I did notice watching this time, something very subtle, is this shot with him playing in the snow. So it's kind of just still. The camera was kind of moving, but then it's still. I want to do a push as well. I'm a big fan of just slow push-ins. I feel like it draws the viewer into the shot. What's up, Caboose? How you doing, buddy? That's better. I might even want to do more. I do. I'm gonna edit this effect on top. I'm gonna push in even more. Right now it's only going to 106, from 100 to 106. So I'm gonna make it 110. Let's see how that feels. Alright, let's see if there's a place for this bike riding shot somewhere. Okay, let's do... That might be a nice second shot. I'm gonna move this over a little more.
Love it.
So I want him to turn the corner a little more, so I'm going to slip it, like we said earlier. I want the first frame to be before the corner, because I would like I would like that movement. That's cool. And maybe we do some fade outs on these shots. Change it up a bit. Let's see what that's like. I like that. Now next, let's do a shot of the mother. I wonder if there's something. There's a shot where she's making dinner in the kitchen. Let's see. That's a cool shot. Let's see. I wonder if I pulled that. Maybe not. Let's go to the feature real quick. Oh, here we go.
1968 shooting, and the search continues in the mountains near.
Let me pull this. So I'm trying to find shots just to cover them just doing everyday things here, and they'll be playing outside, and you'll see Jack Nicholson all crazy just to start things off. So maybe it's her cooking here. Let me see if there's anything else. That might be better.
Continues in the.
Maybe it's her pouring. Let's
Call
see.
off the search if a predicted snowstorm moves in tomorrow. Sunny.
Alright, so we can either have her opening the fruit cocktail, or we can have her pouring it in. I don't know. Silly questions. Either one will probably work. Let's do our famous little slowdown on it. Whenever you add, in the trailer world, whenever you add, when you slow down a shot, it kind of adds, it changes the mood of the shot completely. It adds a little tension, adds a little drama, so I'm a big fan of slowing down shots. Not too much, usually around 75 to 70%. Somewhere around there will do it. Okay, I like that. Okay, and that might be kind of weird, but let's see what it feels like with this shot instead. I'm gonna slow this one down too. Might be weird, her just like opening a can of fruit. I'm gonna put this over it. We're gonna test this shot out.
Love it.
No, I actually like her opening it better. Alright.
They'll love it.
Okay, that feels nice. Alright, let's go back to our breakdown. Got them in the maze, got them playing, got him looking. I might end with this shot. In fact, I'm gonna pull this now. Put this on the timeline because I know I want to use this. Basically, this shot, I feel like at the end of the trailer, after all the music's gone crazy, I want it to slow back down and just hang on this shot until he gets to the smile and then hard cut into title. We'll deal with that later. Back to the breakdown. I don't want to show any creepy girls in a hallway yet. Not until the music really picks up. Maybe this is cool. Maybe I'm ready for this shot. I love this shot of him just walking in the hallway all cautious. This might be kind of cool. Let's put this down on the timeline. Okay. So let's see, we've got boy riding. I guess it would be nice to have something of Jack. We got her opening food. Let's put him in here somewhere. Ooh, okay. So this was a complete accident, but I'm gonna run with it. So listen to the piano notes and watch him walking. You know, someday. I don't even have to move it anymore. I don't want to slow it down. I don't want to do anything. That shot's placed perfectly, in my opinion. Everyone, you know, someday. Perfect. That feels awesome. So there's that. So I feel like we do need a shot of Jack Nicholson doing something. Let's see. Let's go to our breakdown and see what we've pulled. I can't tell you how many times that happens, where I'll just put something on the timeline and you'll be moving things around, and then you'll notice something like very small like that. Like for instance, you know, the boy walking to the beats of the piano and it landing perfectly. A lot of times I feel like that's why the hardest part I feel of cutting a trailer is just getting stuff onto the timeline, because you can always go back and massage the shots and trim them back and trim them forward, and maybe it's not the right shot at the time and you can fix it later. But for me personally, it's just discouraging looking at an empty timeline. So my first goal is always to kind of just go with my instinct, put things on the timeline, and then we can always go back and I'll watch it 100 times over and over again and kind of massage the shots then. And then if the shot's still bumping for me, like I don't like where it's placed, then I can always take it out then. And then I've only got one little section that doesn't have picture, and that's a lot easier to deal with than having a whole timeline or not getting to the rest of the timeline because I'm hung up on one shot that I just don't know what I want to do. So I'm just going to keep trying new shots until I move on with the trailer. So I try not to do that. There we go. I'll just use this. Okay. That's scary. Not scared. Not with people yet. Oh, I think I used this shot earlier. That's the right intent of him working. You know what? I'm going to match frame to this because maybe there's another angle. I'm just going through the feature real quick. Seeing if we can find any better shot. Oh, this is cool. This might work. It's him overlooking the maze. Let me do it in and out and pull it down. Possibly. Let's just see if it'll work. fade in from it. And of course, like always, I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Do a time warp. Slow it down to about 73%. I like that. I think that's going to be fine. I'm going to bring it in a little later. Okay, I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to cut out right there. Do the fade a little shorter. And let's bring in this boy earlier. Do a longer fade in. Love it. Now, I think I want to really sell when the lyric says die. On that beat, I'm going to use one of these really low hits here to kind of just really sell that. Let's paste that here. Feels good. Alright, let's watch from the top.
Did they give you any idea in Denver about what the job entails? Physically, it's not a very demanding job. The only thing that can get a bit trying up here during the winter is the tremendous sense of isolation. For some people, solitude and isolation can, of itself, become a problem.
Not for me.
How about your wife and son? How do you think they'll take to it?
They'll love it.
Cool. I'm liking that a lot, actually. So after this is going to be, we'll do a card, which I'm not going to make during this stream, but it'll either be this summer or it'll be from director Stanley Kubrick or from visionary director Stanley Kubrick or something right out in this. Cool. So now, what I want to do is I want to pull all the shots that I know I'm going to use in this back end and just get them on the timeline. I've used that shot, so I'll get rid of that one. This shot I'll be using. Yeah, and the blood we'll definitely be using. This shot I've placed, I really like. That's gonna stay. That's gonna be the end shot. Okay. Let's go back to the breakdown. is a cool shot. All right. This is a creepy shot. This shot I'm gonna pull, but it may be kind of funny, which I don't want. All right. Let's see, red rum. Gotta use that. What else we got? That I'm not gonna use his mouth opening. I think that'll cause people to laugh. This shot's good. Just grab that. Closing the door. This is cool. I like this transition from this room, and then it wipes in front of the screen. So I'm going to take it from the black here.
Good evening, Mr. Torrance.
Take it to there. Put that in the timeline. Might be able to do something cool with that. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to use the smile yet. It's kind of cool. Let's use this. Again, I'm just taking these shots that I've previously put in my breakdown, and I'm putting them down on the timeline. This isn't obviously where it's going to go. I'm just getting it on the timeline so that we can adjust it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start putting them back here. Paste there. In fact, I'm going to do all of these. Yeah. I'm going to move them to the end over here. Alright, let's go back to the breakdown. I like this too. That's cool. Put that down there. Some really cool shots in this movie. Plane. Maybe a car too. Let's just do it. Put the car down. Definitely want the next shot that I have is her walking with the bat. This will be a cool one. Okay, put this on the timeline. Do this. Might be able to do something with that. Just put it down on the timeline. Just pulling all the shots that I may want to use in this back end montage. Just getting it on the timeline, then we can figure out what order to put them in. Oh yeah, definitely want this. Him coming in the front. That's creepy. I like it. Not that one.
What do you want to talk about?
Not gonna hurt ya.
Stay away from me.
Okay, I like the movement. That's cool. I'll pull that. Might be able to do something on a beat with that. Like for instance. Yeah. For instance, I'll be able to find whatever beat we use. That'll be cool. Alright. Let's keep pulling. We're almost done. Let's grab this. Now I'm going to cut it right before she hits his head. Right there. In the real trailer world, at least in the US, you'd never get that past the MPAA, so you'd always cut right before. Same thing with a gun. You can never have a gun pointing towards the actual camera. So a lot of times in trailers, they'll push it all the way until they can. You'll see, the gun come up, and then right before it's directly at camera, they'll cut away to do something else. So we might as well mimic the same thing. Do it right before. Let's put this back down. Alright, let's continue through the breakdown. Oh, falling down the stairs. Let's not use him. Let's use it from right here. It's better. And I don't know, we don't know where or in what order these shots are going to go in yet. But like I said before, I just want to get it on the timeline, and then we'll figure all that out. That's kind of the fun part. It's like putting together puzzle pieces. There's no right or wrong way either. I'm not going to use his face here. It's silly. Okay. That on the timeline. Alright, how are we doing? Let's see. That's cool. Okay, let's put that on the timeline. Already got this shot on there. This is another one. Whenever I'm breaking down a movie, especially if I kind of know what music I'm going to use, and there's like some beats, like defining beats that I want to do cuts to the beats, I make sure that when I'm breaking down the movie, that I find shots like this knife one that, like any sudden movements that can be put on a beat, or him hitting the door. Check it out. All that stuff is money, as if it lands on the beat, and then the next shot you can cut to some other action shot. And even better, we'll see if we can find something. I don't know if we will in this one, but the movement, you see in this shot he's hitting up. In the frame it's up, so if there was any other shot that had like an upward movement, it would be really cool cutting next to this shot as he's hitting in the upward movement, and then the next shot, it would follow that same movement. That's the kind of stuff we want to look for. Running with the knife. I like this shot of her opening the door. And you don't even need much of it. It would just be that. Copy. Paste it on there. Oh, this will be good. Boy grabbing the knife. I'm gonna take it just from right here. Just like that. Nice. Put this down.
red rum.
Him do the red rum. Red rum. Red rum. That. What do we got? Next shot. Wait, I've already got that. Okay, I've got that shot. Here. I don't think I'm gonna do Here's Johnny. I feel like that line is so well known and so popular that if I put it in the trailer, people will just kind of roll their eyes. But we'll see. Maybe I might need it later, so I pulled it just in case. Oh, this is good. Put that on the timeline. Okay. Okay, so I don't want this boy screaming, but I do like. I cut this. This is when Jack Nicholson swings the axe and kills this guy. I like all the movement because it's so frantic and you kind of don't know what's going on. I think all I'm gonna take is Up to the Boy right there. Just this. Figure out, maybe that'll work. There. Coming into frame, I love that. It's money. Put that. Oh yeah. Gotta use that shot. Scared faces. Always good. I think I like this one than this one. She looks... Doesn't she look like someone that would be in like a Tim Burton movie? She looks like a character in a Tim Burton movie. Or like, what's her name? Winona Ryder, I think, in Beetlejuice. Alright, boy running. Yes, this is good. And then last one. Right behind you! Let's take that. Okay, so now we have on our timeline these shots that we know we want to use, and now we can go and start placing them in positions with the music that we know we're going to want. So let's watch it one more time up into the montage point. Let's do a full screen.
Did they give you any idea in Denver about what the job entails? Physically, it's not a very demanding job. The only thing that can get a bit trying up here during the winter is the tremendous sense of isolation. For some people, solitude and isolation can, of itself, become a problem.
Not for me.
How about your wife and son? How do you think they'll take to it?
They'll love it.
Feeling good. Feeling real good so far. I like it. Alright, I've got about 10 more minutes. Let's see if we can place a couple of these montage shots. I know I want this shot, I don't know where though. So the music kicks on. So for these first initial hits with that, crazy sound, I don't want to get too psychotic with him like hitting doors and getting crazy. I want to save that for the back half. So maybe this is the section that we kind of start introducing some of the creepy factors of them seeing things and the blood, or even this ball like wondering, or this in the bathtub. And okay, so that sound, that might be kind of cool with this bathtub. Let's move this shot. Awesome. So that's a good placement. I don't know what will come before or after it, but... And I even want to do the push-in on that for sure, because it's kind of just such a still shot. So I'm going to add this filler, which I already have, push-in effect on. Oh yeah, it's awesome. And I love cutting away right before you can kind of see who it is or what it is. Alright, what else we got? Maybe it's the door. So we can either, with this shot, visually we're telling a story like he sees something creepy and he's running out of the room, or we could choose to just do shots, just to get around the movie that doesn't necessarily have to cut in like a sequence. This might work. What I want to do now is the door slam isn't right on the beat. If I'm going to do that, I think I want that to land on the beat. It's closer. Okay, and now when he moves away from the door handle, I'm going to add an edit in the picture here, and I'm going to slow down just this movement from him backing up like that. I'm going to put our time warp, slow it down to our 70, let's go 74%. Let's see how that feels. Oh yeah, that's cool. Well, you can do a little fade out. Oh, never mind. I don't like the fade out. Okay. Let's see. This shot might be good. Alright, let's look at these. work good. And so this is the process that I take going through a montage. Is I'm laying down shots, cutting them in a way that visually is appealing, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'll go back and we'll just kind of massage the shots. And if one of the shots keeps bothering me, then we'll fix it then. But for right now, I want to just get, I want to put shots in here that kind of make sense in a way. Okay, cool. So I'm about done streaming this morning, but let's watch it all the way through one last time, all the way up into this point, which is about, wow, it's already a minute 42 into the trailer. So if we go to 2:30, we're gonna have to trim the music a little bit, but we'll do that next time. All right, so let's watch from the top, and then here we go.
Did they give you any idea in Denver about what the job entails? Physically, it's not a very demanding job. The only thing that can get a bit trying up here during the winter is the tremendous sense of isolation. For some people, solitude and isolation can, of itself, become a problem.
Not for me.
How about your wife and son? How do you think they'll take to it?
They'll love it.
It's feeling really, really, really good. All right, switch back over. Okay, perfect. Well, thanks everyone. If you joined on Twitch, thanks for watching live. It'll be posted on Twitch. It'll also be posted on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/fromthemorgue.
You can't get away! I'm right behind you!
Dorian J.A.Y. Thanks for following, buddy. We'll continue working on this. I'll be streaming again tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, Friday morning, and then Wednesday night. I'll be doing it at nighttime. So basically, during the week, because of family and job, this is really the only time that I'm able to stream. And then at night on Wednesday, we'll try and get from like a 10 o'clock to midnight, maybe a 2-hour session in. But at that rate, I would be surprised if we weren't done with this trailer by the end of the week. And then we'll figure out what trailer we should do next. But thanks everyone for joining me this morning, and hope your week is amazing.